You've done therapy. You've processed your childhood. You understand why you do what you do, and you still keep repeating the same patterns. You know the triggers. You've done the inner child work. You've done the parts work. You've talked about your trauma for years, but nothing's actually changed. Here's why: healing and pattern breaking are two different things. They are not the same thing. I'm Jack Walker of Your Return Path, and today I'm going to show you the difference and why understanding your past does not automatically change your future. Let's jump right in. So, what healing actually is: healing is processing the past, it's understanding what happened to you, it's giving yourself compassion for the pain you went through. Therapy does this really well. You talk about your childhood, you understand your parents, you process the trauma, you learn where your wounds came from. And that's very valuable information. I'm definitely in agreement with that. But here's what healing doesn't do: healing does not update your nervous system. Healing does not break the vow that you made as a kid. Healing does not change the identity that's running your life unconsciously. You can understand everything about why you people please and then still say yes when you mean no. You can process your abandonment wound for years and still feel incredibly invisible in every relationship. You can know exactly why you're a perfectionist and still beat yourself up every time you make a mistake, because awareness is not the same as breaking a pattern. So, what is pattern breakthrough? Pattern breaking actually is something that works at the identity level, not the understanding level. It is not about processing what happened, it's about breaking the vow that you made in response to what happened. Here's the difference. Healing says, I understand why I do this. My parents were emotionally unavailable, so I learned to abandon my needs and take care of everyone else. Pattern breaking says, I made a vow as a kid. I have to take care of everyone else in order to be safe, and that vow is still running. Let's break it. Healing gives you insight, pattern breaking gives you change. So let's talk about why therapy doesn't always create change. Therapy has helped millions of people process trauma, understand themselves, and build coping skills. But here's what I see all the time. There are people that have been in therapy for 5, 10, 15 years. They can tell you everything about their childhood. They know their attachment style. They understand their triggers. They've done EMDR, somatic work, parts work, all of it. And yet they're still stuck in the same patterns. Why? Because therapy focuses on processing the past and managing the present. Pattern breakthrough method focuses on breaking the vow that's creating the pattern. Let's say you're a people pleaser. In therapy, you'd explore why you became a people pleaser. Maybe your mom was overwhelmed and you learned to take care of her. You would explore how it shows up in your life, people pleasing, how it shows up in your life today, saying yes when you mean no, overgiving, resentment. You'd explore coping strategies with setting boundaries, self care, learning to say no, all those external things that you do. It's all helpful, but here's what's missing: the vow. At some point, you decided, I have to say yes to everyone or I will be abandoned. That decision literally became architecture in your nervous system. And until you, number one, see and recognize the vow, and until you break that vow, until you reality check it, witness the younger part of you who made it, and update your identity, the pattern definitely will keep running. You can understand it, you can manage it, but you cannot break it through insight alone. The shift healing creates versus the shift pattern breaking creates. Healing gives you an understanding. It helps you know, I understand why I do this. I have compassion for myself. I'm learning to manage my reactions. I know where I came from. All of that's healing. You do feel less shame about the pattern, but the pattern still runs. Pattern breaking is I see the vow I made as a kid. I reality check it. Did this vow actually give me what was promised? I witness my younger self and give them what they actually needed. I update my identity. I'm not the person who has to do that anymore. And the result, the pattern stops running. You actually change from the inside out. This is not a forced willpower kind of change. So, what shifts when you actually break the vow? Here's what happens when you actually break a vow at identity level. Before, when you're living by the vow, you know you shouldn't say yes, but you do it anyway. You understand why you're people pleasing, but you can't stop. You're aware of the pattern, but awareness doesn't actually change it. After the vow is broken, you don't have to force yourself to say no. It becomes possible. You just automatically can say no when you mean no. You're not having to force yourself to do it. The old pull to abandon yourself is no longer there. The pattern loses its grip because the identity underneath it shifted. It's not willpower, it's not management. It's an actual shift that happens in your body naturally. When the vow breaks, the nervous system stops running the old pattern. That's the difference. So let's talk about when you need healing and when you need pattern breaking. So, when do you need healing and when do you need pattern breaking? You need healing when you're carrying unprocessed trauma that needs witnessing. You need to build emotional regulation skills. You're learning to understand yourself and your history. You're building a foundation of self compassion. And you need pattern breaking when you understand your pattern. You can see your patterns, but you're struggling with breaking them and just can't stop repeating them. Maybe you've done therapy, maybe you've done years of therapy, but you feel like nothing's changed, or you just feel like you hit a dead end and you need something new. You also can know that you need pattern breaking when you know that you should be doing something different, but your body won't let you. You keep saying, I know better. Why do I keep doing this? And here's the truth. The beautiful thing is you can do both, right? Healing creates the soil, pattern breakthrough plants the seeds. You can process trauma and break the vow. You can understand your past and update your identity. They are not opposed to each other, but it is really important you know they are not the same thing. So let me give you a real example of pattern breaking in action. A client comes into me. She's been in therapy for 8 years. She knows everything about her people pleasing pattern. She understands that it came from her chaotic childhood where she had to please and keep everyone calm in order to feel safe. She processed it. She has compassion for herself. She knows her triggers. But yet she finds herself still saying yes when she means no. She still abandons herself to keep everyone else comfortable. She still feels resentful and exhausted. So we do a pattern breakthrough session. We find the vow that she was living by. I have to keep everyone happy or I'll be unsafe. We reality check it. Did making everyone happy actually keep you safe? Her answer is no. It kept me totally overwhelmed, exhausted, and resentful. We witness the 8-year-old self who made that decision. We give that kid what she actually needed to know that she's allowed to have needs. She's allowed to feel the way she feels, and to know that she does not have to manage everyone's emotions in order to be safe. The kid logic, it doesn't hold. And when you go to that part and witness her, see her, hold that part of you there, allow her to have the feeling she has. to recognize, oh my God, like this, you don't have to do this anymore. It doesn't work. And when you do that, the vow breaks. 2 weeks later, she texts me and says, I said to my sister, no, I won't do that. I didn't apologize. I didn't over explain. I just said no and I didn't feel guilty. I don't know what happened, but something shifted. That's pattern breaking. Not managing the reaction, not forcing yourself to understand the whole scenario more deeply, breaking the vow so the pattern doesn't run anymore. So here's the question. Have you been healing or have you been breaking patterns? If you've done years of therapy and you have a pretty good understanding of yourself, you've processed a lot of trauma, but you're still stuck in the same loops, you don't need more insight. You need to break the vow. That's what pattern breakthrough method does. If you're ready to stop understanding your patterns, if you're ready to stop understanding your patterns and actually break them, come in for a free pattern breakthrough session. We'll find the vow, reality check it, and then break it. The link is in the description. Let's do this. And remember, your life is waiting on the other side.